Hey everyone, welcome back to, hang on, we start over.
Yeah.
And so Miss Sandy's got a great story. She told me not to call her Miss Sandy, so I'm gonna say Sandy.
Edit that part out, Dana.
Sandy, take it away, Miss, my love, Sandy.
Dana,
I'm respectful. I'm an honorable guy, you know what I mean? Hi everyone, welcome back to Hey Averys, and we're glad you could join us today. And we want to talk about having the right image on the inside. I know that's a big challenge for a lot of us in certain areas of our life, at certain points of our lives. And I'll never forget when I was playing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we started out in the season that we went to the Super Bowl, okay? We started out that year 3-4. We had 4 losses and only 3 wins, and we weren't playing as great as we thought we were. And we were at an inflection point. And I'll never forget when Coach Cowher gave this speech to the team. And he was just very stern about having the right image and about having an accountability and a dependability for each other and having a resolve that, you know, and it just got us so fired up that we just took all the distractions and we focused on one win, one game at a time. And you know what? We ended up winning the next 9 games, and everything changed. We go to the Super Bowl, and it was, you know, one of the greatest
what a journey.
parts of my life. Yeah, where I just thought, man, it changed everything. And then, even when I say it, I get fired up because I remember I would write things down that Coach would say about this week, about this game, about this practice, you know, and I'd say, boy, if I can do this part, you know, as best as I can, and I'd write it down and look at it, then I figured, you know, I'm doing my part to help the team win.
We love the story. I especially love the story of Jacob and his father-in-law Laban. And
I love it too.
yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
So he was this, you know, deceitful kind of guy. He worked 7 years to win his wife, and then he's deceived, and then he works another 7 years to get this new wife. Anyway.
14 years.
Long story. To get 2 wives. Anyway.
Wow.
So Jacob is this man who, he is trying to leave his father-in-law and go like branch out, become his own man, start his own like business, so to speak. So he's leaving the farm, and he says to his father-in-law, like, give me what is mine and we'll go. So the father-in-law says, well, what wages should I pay you? And he says, how about if you just give me the spotted sheep? You keep all the solid colored sheep. Just give me the spotted ones. And he says, all right, well, from now on, whatever spotted colored animals, you know, are birthed, those are yours, and that's your wages.
Right.
So he goes and so Laban, the father-in-law, takes all of the spotted sheep a 3-day journey away. The scripture's really clear about that. Like he was trying to cheat him already. He's
trying to rig the system. He's trying to rig the system, but he knows that having Jacob with him has brought him favor. I mean, in that story, he says how he knows that God has brought him favor because of Jacob, and he's still trying to rig the deal. Yeah. But it's not too big for God.
So, long story short, you can read the whole story, which you should. It's so good. Yeah. It's in Genesis 30.
Right. Yeah, Genesis 30, 3-0.
So, the vision part comes in when Jacob had this understanding of vision and how important it was to have things before your eyes. So, he thought, well, if it works for me, it probably will work with my animals. So, he took all these poplar reeds and like tree branches, and he carved out of them these little nicks to create like white spots in the branches. Yeah. He put them in the watering trough.
Right.
So when the sheep came and they were restful and they were drinking, what was before their eyes but those spots? So when these solid colored sheep and goats began to mate, they produced spotted offspring. So what they produced came from what they saw. So the part that we love about this is like in your football story, how the coach created a vision for you, and you held the vision in your heart, and then it came forth in your life. And how about, okay, sorry, I'm doing a lot of talking.
Come on, I like it. It's a good story.
When we were in an old house we lived in before this house, we had this picture on one of our walls in our living room, and it had these two beautiful horses on it.
Yeah.
And our daughters at the time, they were crazy about horses. They loved horses, and
Yeah.
so we got them some riding lessons. We leased these two horses,
Yeah.
and so they went consistently, regularly, and rode. Well, one day I looked up on the wall and I saw that picture of the two horses, and I was like,
That's awesome.
are you kidding me? That looks exactly like the two horses that we're leasing right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
That's so
it
cool.
was such a like it caused me to remember this story.
Yeah.
And it caused me to say, hey, like, this is real. This is like a biblical principle, something that we want in our life consistently.
Yeah.
Is what is the vision for our life? Like, what has God given us that we want to keep walking in that direction?
Right.
And let's use this principle of your imagination and writing out the vision and
Yeah.
holding it in your heart to walk it out eventually.
And it does take, it does take effort. It does take focus. You want to write things down, and sometimes it gets hard. You look at it and you think, there's nothing happening. But you know what? You just can't give up. You got to keep pressing forward. And I think one of the great things that Jacob had said in that story in Genesis 30, verse 33, it says, so my righteousness will answer for me in time to come when the subject of my wages come before you. He was confident in God that, you know what, if God be for me, who can be against me?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't care if these goats are a certain color or whatever, I'm going to get spotted goats, right?
Right, yeah.
It's
So
pretty cool.
we would love to just encourage you to think about and pray about, what has God given me a vision for? Maybe you're going to go back to school or be a teacher or take music lessons or learn a new language or whatever, like whatever you feel like God has in your heart. Get a picture of it. Like, print something up off of the internet, right? We have stuff like that around our house. And every time you see it, just say, like, Lord, thank you that you're causing my dreams to come to pass. Thank you. That's it. That's all,
Like, I have a picture of Daniel Craig from the movie Casino Royale when he's coming out of the ocean. He's all buffed up in the chest. I mean, I have that in my closet because, I want to look good and I want to continue to look good. And it motivates me to exercise and stay in shape and not eat
so many
too many
cookies. Yeah.
Cookies. Yeah. So thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us. We hope you got a lot out of this message. And having the right image on the inside matters. And I'm telling you, it can take you to places that you never thought of. And as soon as you get that image change, you'll be somebody that you didn't even think you could be for the better.
Yeah.
Word.
Awesome. Hey, so please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We'd love for you to share our message with anyone you think that could help.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what it's all about. We want to create this to be just something to help produce results in other people's lives. And we do this by jointly supplying it to each other. Share your story with us. We'll share our story with you. Capiche?
Capiche.
Have a good one. And thanks again. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.